there's a new date in January that will now live in infamy. That's right. January 8th in Brazil will now go down in history as somehow an even lamer coup attempt than the one we had in America. Mm-hmm. So rule number one here, just for folks paying attention at home, if you are attempting to overthrow the government of your country on behalf of a recently defeated political leader, you have to make sure that said political leader is in the country at the time that you do the coup.
Well, yeah, okay, so that was a strange feature about all of this, right? Was that Bolsonaro and his most trusted, like, non-son lieutenants all went to Orlando, and they're like, all right, let's give ourselves like 5 days to plan this. 5 days, we'll sit in the writer's room, we'll get some 5-hour energies, we'll bang this out. I have dark web Vivans. We're gonna get to the bottom of this thing. And after 5 days, what they got was, we're going to send, I'd say, about 800 people to Congress when no one's there, and they're going to beat the shit out of a police horse until it dies, and then get arrested by the military.
Wait, did they kill a horse?
They did kill a horse. Yeah. Bolsonaro supporters saw a Brazilian
continuing his vengeance against
horse.
Animals.
Yeah. It just, I would say they got about 5 times closer on January 6th. Like, at least they were in the building on January 6th. No one was there. No one was there. It was like the robbery from Bad Santa.
It's like
if it was a coup attempt.
The part in Airplane where they're all lining up to slap that woman, except they're all, it's like an 800-person line lining up to hit a horse with a bat.
Yeah. So when the military got there, after they had, like, broken... First of all, I'm sorry, apologies to Brazil. Their congressional building looks like a fucking Macy's. After they broke the revolving door of the Macy's Congress and killed the horse, the military shows up, and they start cheering because they're like, oh, this must mean that they've decided to break for us. This is like our Red October moment.
We won.
And they instantly get arrested. Instantly.
Well... I thought that was interesting because, Brazil obviously is a country that's experienced the military dictatorship and coup. So, like, they've had the military intervene in their democratic process before. But once again, the strong men created good times. The good times create coup plotters that are just waiting for the military to step in and do something. Sorry, you got to do some of the work yourself.
Well, yeah, okay, so, yeah, they had a coup very recently. The coup that put Temer and then, by extension, Bolsonaro in power. But it's like, okay, well, you see why they sent a Washington-trained judge to put this all in motion. Why it wasn't just you planning it that time.
Mm-hmm. I'll be honest, I didn't know about any of this until researching before the episode. And I think that those people, everything they did was right. I agree with them about everything. That horse was a menace.
Yeah, that horse deserved it.
That horse was a menace. I think this might have actually been a targeted assassination of the horse, disguised as a coup attempt.
If this was just like they wanted to kill this one police horse, then it would be like, all right, let's hear him out. I don't know.
No one died though. No one like tased himself in the nuts or accidentally like shot someone there. No.
So it's not quite as
not
funny
that I
as
know.
January 6th, but
Yeah.
I just have to pass this along from Matt. He said how to tell January 6th from January 8th. January 6th attendees have names like Grunch Bunions. January 8th attendees have names like Hercules Carvalho.
Yes.
Then he says, January 6th, Wern Angstrom takes a dump in the Senate cloakroom. January 8th, Lincoln Rockwell da Gama takes a dump in Palacio Justicia. I was thrilled to find out, though, that Brazil has their own groypers. And they have their own QAnon shaman. And I really liked following the Brazilian groypers because one of them shared a photo of of a dildo in like a shoulder bag and said this was found in the office of like a Brazilian Supreme Court judge, a sodomite toy. And then the military covered it up. But
I love
you know,
the idea. I love the idea of being like so gay that you can't even like not take your dildo to work. It's like I can't go 8 hours without getting fucked in the ass.
Switching dildos at work like you're switching shirts. I love like Brazil is like simultaneously like 1,000 years in the future and 1,000 years in the past. Because like
Yes.
they say things like a sodomite toy, and then their like club music is like designed to be listened to while you're doing a drug called like kooky that is just like mainlining like liquid mercury from thermometers into your bloodstream.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so yeah, half the people are named after Jefferson Davis. They, have names like Jefferson Davis, Pereira, Mercedes, as Matt alluded to. But then they also made Bebe Rexha or Hexa. It's a country
I
that
thought she was
contains multiple-
Albanian.
No. There are just so many Albanian pop stars that look like her that you got confused. She is an actual, honest to God Brazilian.
I thought she was a part of
Okay.
the Albanian mafia as well.
That actually explains a lot about her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, she was the David Guetta blues song. She's the vocals on that.
I'm obsessed with that song. It's so funny.
That's the song that the Brazilian Patriots, the Groypers, were standing up and singing at Brazilian January 6th.
I'm down for whatever tonight.
It's maybe the most improvised sounding song I've ever heard in my life. And it somehow beats out the song it's based on, which is the previous most improvised sounding song of all time. They beat it.
So Brazil, they had their shot to do January 6th, and it was, like I said, somehow even lamer than our coup attempt. There's something like 400 people have already been arrested, and they're just like sort of sitting in a big warehouse right now, waiting to have charges filed against them. But once again, it's like, yeah, you can hope that your actions inspire the military. Look, we're all hoping the military takes over this country. I know I am, but like you can't just demand that they do it for you. You gotta have just a little bit of skin in the game. I don't know. I got to inspire the people, and you can't just inspire them with a ripoff of our January 6th, which also failed. So, Brazil, step your game up, please.
It's so funny that they were like 2 days later. That's what was missing from January 6th. It was supposed to be if it was on January 8th, it would have succeeded.
Well, they had 2 years to plan this thing based on the failures of January 6th, and it doesn't seem like they really did their homework here.
Well, no one tased themselves.
That's true.
They read the manuals for all the tasers
Yeah.
before they went in.
But like
I
even more than that, it's like, well, this is a country that did have like a military dictatorship like not that long ago. Like you'd think that they would remember how to, I don't know, change the oil, do something. But literally they took the American plan of just go there and run around, and they'll have to take you to McDonald's.
I'm like picturing like crosscuts of this coup attempt, and it cutting back to Bolsonaro like looking at bananas at like at a Publix. Well, like everybody wants to rule the world plays on the speaker.
There's a room where the doctors will find you, Jair. It's called the hospital. Check it out. He's getting.
He
updates
is in
on
the
his-
hospital though.
Yeah, no, he's at the hospital right now. He's getting updates on his phone about how his supporters are like, Jair, we're here from you. The country is ours. It will never be taken from us. And he's like, sorry, be right back. I have shingles covering 99% of my body.
He's so funny. He's like the Jamila Jamil of dictators. He's so cool. I saw someone sent me a picture earlier today actually of this poor random woman who looks kind of like Bolsonaro in a bad wig at this restaurant in Florida. And they were like, oh my God, he has to disguise himself.
Well, I was going to say, like, there's no way they can extradite him because there are too many old people in Florida who look like beanbags with random diseases. Like, there's no way they're going to be able to find him.
It's like the mirror scene from Enter the Dragon when they try to catch him.
All right, guys. This should be easy. We're going into South Florida. We're looking for a guy with sort of like I don't know, distressed leather like skin and 90%
Droopy dog jowls.
droopy dog jowls, and it's almost like he has a camouflage of liver spots. Should not be too hard.
we're putting out a bolo for someone whose face is sort of frozen in some sort of death rictus smirk. And currently has breathing tubes in his face at all times, and then is also for some reason his hand is also frozen rigor mortis style and a thumbs up. Just look for a man grinning and giving a thumbs up, very close to death.
Yeah, we're
Dougie
looking.
Jones. He's just like literally.
We're looking for Dougie Jones, who has a tube connecting his colon to a super soaker. Should not be too hard to find. We're gonna get him.
It's like it's literally 9 guys there right now.
No, but poor showing from Bolsonaro supporters. I mean, why the fuck would he go back to Brazil now after some weak shit like that? But Felix, I will disagree with you for a second here, just to go back to what you said about the capital of Brazil and Brasilia. I think their capital is very cool looking. I think it's very cool and modern, and I wish we had a Macy's looking capital in this country.
I think it looks like the Grove.
That's why it's cool. That's why I like it.
I don't know. It's not very based. I don't know if you saw this, but you know how Viktor Orban is like just does every like internet conservative thing. He's doing a thing now where he's like decucking the architecture of Hungary and making it classical again. Bolsonaro didn't even do that.
Yeah, he's making it harder for the politicians there to jump out of the windows where 12 guy orgies are happening. Getting bars all over the windows.
That guy was great. If there had only been some nice wrought iron on those windows, he could have just he should have stayed there and fucked and sucked to his heart's content.
To jail.
I literally, in my mind's eye, picturing this coup, it's all like waxed eyebrow, jacked, tanned Brazilian gay hustlers.
No,
Like,
I know. I was thinking the same thing too, because I had no clue. I saw like 2 videos and I was like, my only reference point for Brazilian culture are like really buff gay guys with like blonde facial hair. Dyed blonde facial hair. And I'm like, I guess they're going crazy at the Capitol right now.
Well, it was the BB Rexa concert, you know.
Oh yeah, of course.
Some Brazilians are like marvels of bodybuilding and pharmaceuticals, and some just like, I mean, we've made the point several times that they're just, it's America with Portuguese instead of English soup stock, and they just, they look like dumpy Americans, but maybe like a shade tanner.
Mm-hmm.
I just, once again, I'm loving the idea of Bolsonaro in the Orlando-based home of an MMA fighter, sleeping in his Minions-themed bedroom, watching his country go. I mean, it's just he can only watch in mute horror.
The Minions
from his Minions-themed race car bed.
Okay, I kind of do want to ask Felix, who it seemed like on the last episode you knew a little bit about this fighter. Why does he have a Minions-themed room in his house?
Oh.
Do you have any insights as to his mindset, his
Minion mindset?
20 years of combined brain trauma.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Jose Aldo has always been one of my favorite fighters. He is one of the best 145 pounders ever. Incredibly exciting, fun fighter. At one point, an amazing, unbeatable seeming champion. Like many fighters, suffered some vicious beatings towards the end of his career, and that probably activated the part of his brain that was like, oh, I'm soothed by sleeping on a Minions comforter.
Yeah. He
Probably wasn't there before.
Fluently understands what they're saying. It means something to him.
Yes.
I agree.
Meanwhile, Bolsonaro has just ruined the Minions bread spread by spilling the contents of his neti pot, which includes Bolsonaro's neti pot just contains the contents of his stomach that then he pours into his nasal cavity and then sort of recycles it through himself.
I'm picturing him putting water in the neti pot and putting it through his nostrils, and it comes out the other side looking like the stuff Freddie Quill drinks in The Master. Like glowing yellow.
Better luck next time to Bolsonaro and the Brazil style groypers. Better luck next time for them.